Ever since Peppa Pig first aired on TV, fans all over the world have been curious about the backstories of some of the characters. And speaking of that, have you ever noticed the hints that suggest Grandpa Pig might have been a pirate in the past rather than a sailor, and that he's been hiding this secret from his family? Remember the episode where Peppa, Susie, Zoe, and Rebecca turned the treehouse into a girls-only club? Peppa even kicks Richard and George out until Danny and Pedro enlist Grandpa Pig's help to build a fortress just for the boys. So far, nothing unusual, right? No pirate stuff involved. Or so it seems. Wrong. It's Grandpa Pig who builds the fort for the boys, and he insists that every castle needs a flag. And guess which flag he puts up for them? That's right, a Jolly Roger. For those who don't know, the Jolly Roger is a classic pirate flag. And to leave no doubt, the show's creators used the most iconic pirate flag designed, a black background with a skull in the center. Now ask yourself, does this seem like something a regular sailor would do? We dug deep into this, and we're about to reveal everything in today's video. In the episode Treasure Hunt, Grandpa Pig's actions once again hint to the dark past. In this episode, Peppa and George visit their grandparents' house, and Grandpa Pig sets up a treasure hunt for them, a super fun activity. But it's not just a game. It has everything to do with pirates. Another clue? He lets George wear his pirate captain's hat, something Grandpa Pig keeps stored away. Once again, his behavior doesn't quite match the image of a traditional sailor, does it? Our next clue is none other than Polly the parrot. As everyone knows, parrots are commonly associated with pirates. Back in the day, pirates didn't just keep parrots as pets, they also used them as spies. Since parrots can mimic human speech, pirates had the brilliant idea of using them as loyal companions who could warn them of approaching enemies. The creators of Peppa Pig use Polly's presence as a subtle way to hint at the truth about Grandpa Pig. It keeps the mystery alive while sparking debates among fans. Think about it. Why would a retired naval officer, like Grandpa Pig supposedly is, own a parrot? After all, parrots are symbols of piracy, the very enemies of the British Navy. And don't forget, Captain Redbeard, the pirate who roams around Peppa's town, also has a red parrot. Would you have a parrot on your pirate ship? Let us know in the comments with the hashtag #SHIP, and maybe we'll recruit you for our crew. There's an episode of Peppa Pig that gives us two major clues about Grandpa Pig's secret past. It's when Peppa and George visit their grandparents' house to help clean the attic. And as soon as we enter the house, something very suspicious catches our attention. Hanging on the wall is a painting of a wooden sailing ship, which clearly looks like the pirate ship Grandpa Pig must have commanded in his youth. In fact, it's the first thing we see when entering Grandpa Pig's home. And up in the attic, he keeps several glass bottles with miniature ships inside, a sort of collection. This is yet another sign of his connection to piracy. Still not convinced? Well, one of the biggest pirate fame movies of all time uses the same trick to tell its story. Ever heard of Pirates of the Caribbean? Take a look at this scene with Jack Sparrow and a ship inside a bottle. See, only pirates do this, not official sailors. Another major franchise about piracy is the Japanese anime One Piece. The show follows the adventures of Monkey D. Luffy, the captain of the Straw Hat crew. Luffy's iconic feature, his straw hat with a red band. Thanks to the global success of One Piece, this hat has become a universal symbol of piracy. Now, during the Grandpa Pig's Toy Plane episode, something very interesting happens. Grandpa Pig pulls out a doll from a box. At first, he's smiling, but as soon as he notices the doll is wearing a straw hat, his expression changes completely. He starts looking around nervously, as if trying to play it cool. This is a clear sign that Grandpa Pig has intimate knowledge of the pirate world. Another clue, when Peppa starts talking about the doll with the straw hat, Grandpa Pig gets so flustered that he abruptly cuts off the conversation, saying, "That's enough of that," as if he's trying to avoid discussing it any further. For over 20 years, we followed the adventures of Peppa and her family. And one thing that becomes obvious in the show is the recurring presence of pirates in multiple episodes. For instance, we know about Captain Redbeard, a treasure-hunting pirate and one of the few human characters in the series. But that's not all. The show is filled with pirate-themed activities, games, and references, often involving the children themselves. There are also images of Captain Redbeard scattered around, like in leaflets and at Peppa's Town Festival. This suggests that Redbeard isn't the only pirate in the show, at least not in the past. There are plenty of clues pointing to Peppa's maternal grandfather, Grandpa Pig, having once been a fearsome pirate who ruled the 7 seas. Now retired, he no longer plunders ships or forces prisoners to walk the plank, but his past might be much darker than we think. There's plenty of evidence suggesting that Peppa Pig is filled with sailors. After all, almost every family seems to own a boat, and throughout the series, we often see the children sailing with the older characters. Grandpa Dog, Daddy Dog, Grandpa Rabbit, and of course Grandpa Pig, they all have boats. But don't be fooled. Even though Peppa Pig frequently references the sea, there's not a single member of the Royal Navy in the entire show. If there were, Captain Redbeard wouldn't be able to roam freely around town, let alone sail his ship without being stopped. The show is packed with pirate-themed references. For instance, remember when Grandpa Dog threw a pirate party for Danny? Or when the kids pretended to be pirates and buried treasure? Real sailors would never allow their grandchildren to play such games because pirates caused great suffering at sea. So if Grandpa Pig was truly a sailor, how could there be so many clues pointing to the fact that before he became the kind grandpa who helps Grandma Pig tend the garden, he might have been a dangerous and ruthless pirate? The police should definitely investigate this mystery. There just might be a very piratey pig who once terrorized the 7 seas. Maybe they should look into this mystery. And if you want to find out the results of this investigation, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. If none of this has convinced you, then get ready because we're about to show you undeniable proof that Grandpa Pig was, in fact, a pirate, and he even committed an illegal act to prove it. Remember the episode where heavy rain flooded the entire town? Someone had to use a boat to navigate through the water and rescue the townspeople. And who took on the role of rescuer? Grandpa Pig, of course. As we all know, Grandpa Pig has a boat, and he sailed through the flooded streets, saving everyone. But take a close look at what's hanging from the mast of his ship. That's right, a Jolly Roger, a pirate flag. So, what's illegal about that? According to maritime law, sailing with a pirate flag is considered a crime. Grandpa Pig is fully aware of this, yet he didn't hesitate to fly the Jolly Roger during a critical situation when the entire town was trapped in their homes. If all the other clues weren't enough, this is definitive proof that Grandpa Pig acted like a true pirate. And let's not forget Polly, the parrot, who was right there with him during the rescue. As we've mentioned, parrots were commonly used by pirates. This isn't the first time we've seen Grandpa Pig's boat with the pirate flag either. When Daddy Pig borrowed the boat to sail with Peppa and George, guess what was decorating the mast? That same pirate flag. It's almost as if Grandpa Pig wants everyone in town to know he was a pirate, or maybe he can't hide it anymore. Could he still be on the run from the authorities? Part of the theory suggests that Grandpa Pig isn't the only pirate in Peppa Pig. And no, we're not just talking about Captain Redbeard. There's also Grandpa Dog and Grandpa Rabbit, and it's highly likely that they were all part of the same pirate crew. Here are some clues. Grandpa Pig and Grandpa Dog's long friendship. Their friendship goes back many years. When Grandpa Pig's boat sank, Grandpa Dog greeted him with the word "ahoy," a term pirates use to greet one another. For those who don't know, the "hoy" is a common greeting among pirates, further proving that Grandpa Dog is well aware of Grandpa Pig's past. Grandpa Rabbit's uniform. Just look at Grandpa Rabbit's uniform. It has the same anchor symbol as Grandpa Pig's, indicating that they were part of the same pirate crew. Still skeptical? Here's more evidence. During the flood episode, Grandpa Rabbit also greets Captain Pig with "ahoy" and mentions telling some stories. But Grandpa Pig quickly changes the subject, clearly avoiding any talk about the past. Now, take a look at Captain Dog's uniform. Captain Dog's hat might look like it belongs to a naval officer, right? But anyone familiar with Danny Dog's father knows that he once hunted sea monsters, an adventure more fitting for a pirate than a sailor. And if you look closely, you'll find another pirate flag on top of Danny's house. While the anchor symbol on their hats might suggest that they were sailors, their actions say otherwise. They've all retired from piracy, having secured their treasures, and are now hiding out in the English countryside. Maybe that's why Captain Redbeard never leaves town. He's searching for Grandpa Pig's hidden treasure. Whether they're pirates or not, it's important to remember that fan theories keep the mystery and excitement alive, making Peppa Pig such a popular show. And you know what's even more important? Having you here with us. We've got 2 more videos lined up just for you. See you in the next one.